Hi everyone, welcome back to Feeding Raven Doodles, a pet parent's guide to nutrition. Today's topic is supplements. Now, dietary supplements are so popular and they're used worldwide by so many different pet parents. They're sold in pet stores, online, and even in the veterinary clinic. So many supplement companies have come into being in the past several years, and many companies have capitalized on the fact that pet parents want to buy supplements for their pets. So today and next episode, we're going to be talking about dietary supplements just because it is such a vast topic. I want to make sure that we have enough time to cover everything. So today we're going to be talking about what are supplements, regulation of pet supplements, and then things to keep in mind if you're going to be considering buying supplements. Next episode, we're going to be talking about specific types of supplements and maybe the ideas behind them, why they're used, and then the scientific evidence that might go into feeding those supplements. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration defines a dietary supplement as a product taken by mouth that includes a dietary ingredient intended to supplement the diet. The dietary ingredients in these products may include vitamins, minerals, herbs or other botanicals, amino acids, and substances such as enzymes, organ tissues, glandulars, and metabolites. Now, it is very important to note that supplements for pets and humans are not medications, and they are not proven to treat, cure, or prevent any disease. There are actually very few supplements on the market that are backed by research and peer-reviewed scientific data that shows that they actually do produce the desired or advertised effect. But despite this lack of evidence, so many people consume supplements themselves and give supplements to their pets. Some of the reasons that pet parents might give their pets supplements is to give them nutrients, so nutrient supplements like vitamins or minerals. Some to boost their health, so examples of this would be like digestive health or joint health. And then there are certain pet supplements that are actually advertised to influence behavior as well. Pet parents might decide to use supplements because they want to do right by their pet. They want to keep their pet healthy, but they believe that supplements are a more natural or a safer method of doing so than traditional medications. And usually, though, this is typically not the case, and we will get into that in a few moments. So due to the fact that supplements are not proven to treat or prevent any diseases, they are not regulated like drugs are. So the FDA does regulate drug production, labeling, and distribution, but for supplements, they only regulate labeling. So supplement companies only have to put a few things on the label in order to market and sell their supplements. And this is going to include the name of the product, the ingredients, the manufacturer information, and the net contents of the bottle. That's it. So the FDA does not pre-approve supplements before they go onto the market. So any manufacturer can produce supplements and put them on the market as long as they follow those few labeling regulations. However, after the supplement goes in the market, the FDA does have the responsibility to pull it from the shelves if it is proven to be unsafe. But the FDA doesn't go around and randomly test every supplement that's out there. They rely heavily on consumer reporting of adverse effects or illness that are caused by supplements. They also check to make sure that supplements don't contain any false or misleading claims on their labels like, "This supplement cures cancer." So that is another aspect of their regulation. If a supplement label does contain a claim, such as immune support, the label must also include a disclaimer like one of the ones shown here on the label. So there are a bunch of issues with regulation of supplements, and these problems are why supplements are often considered to be unregulated. It is the manufacturer's responsibility to create a safe product with virtually no oversight from regulatory bodies like the FDA. So, if the product is generally safe, i.e. it's not going to kill the person consuming it, it can be sold, regardless of its effectiveness. So it's important to keep in mind, though, that all of these rules that I kind of laid out for you previously, they are only for human supplements. So pet supplements are regulated a bit differently, but they are pretty similar. Animal supplements are going to vary in their regulation based on their intended use, but most of the products that pet parents can buy over the counter are regulated very similarly to pet foods. So, for instance, they only need certain labeling requirements. And unfortunately, the enforcement for pet supplements is a lot worse than it is for human supplements. The FDA is pretty poor about regulating pet supplements. There is a National Animal Supplement Council, which is an organization that promotes safe supplement use for pets. They're going to work with national and state regulatory agencies to create a consistent, fair, and responsible foundation for supplement use. The National Animal Supplement Council also offers membership to supplement manufacturers and gives this seal of quality to those manufacturers who meet their good manufacturing quality standards. And their rules and regulations for the companies that they stamp with their seal of approval is actually much more rigorous than the FDA or state regulation of pet supplements. So looking for that NASC seal of quality is a great thing to look for if you're looking to buy supplements. Now, there are many things that you're going to want to keep in mind if you're considering buying supplements for your pet. If your pet's usual veterinarian recommends a supplement, you're going to need to get the brand name, the dose, and specific instructions for supplementing your pet. Some veterinarians may even specialize in this topic, for example, board-certified veterinary nutritionists. So if your pet's usual veterinarian can't give you a specific recommendation, they should be able to refer you to somebody who can. Now, even if your pet's usual veterinarian doesn't make a specific recommendation for a supplement, or if they don't recommend supplements at all, if you do use supplements, you definitely need to tell them. Just like you tell your pet's usual veterinarian their diet and all the treats that they eat, you definitely need to include supplements in that list. This is because supplements can interfere with treatments for certain illnesses in your pet, and supplements can even cause illness themselves if they're used inappropriately. So definitely make sure that you discuss all pet supplements with your veterinarian. Another thing to keep in mind is the dose or dosage of a supplement. So since most pet supplements don't have necessary research that proves that they produce a desired effect, it's pretty unreasonable or even impossible to come up with a dosage for that supplement. But even so, many labels are going to give you a dose that you are supposed to feed your pet each day or per serving. So check that label, and it's important to take note of that dose because you're never going to want to exceed it. The dose that's given on the label is what's considered a safe dose, so it's not going to cause adverse effects, or it should not cause adverse effects at that safe dose. However, if you do exceed that safe dose, you may see adverse effects. This is especially important when you're considering vitamin and mineral supplements. Also, you're going to need to keep in mind that if you do feed multiple supplements that have the same ingredients, those can have a compound effect on one another, and they can cause toxicities at smaller doses if they're used together. So definitely, if you're going to use supplements, just use one supplement for a specific purpose rather than using several supplements for the same purpose. Now, pet supplements are required to include an ingredients list on their label. So it's definitely important to read that ingredients list, especially if you're giving a human supplement to your pet. You're going to want to be sure to check that inactive ingredients list too. Again, especially for human supplements, because a lot of human products can contain toxins to pets, such as xylitol, an artificial sweetener. And for a list of some more unsafe foods for pets, check out my video, What Not to Feed. Now, you're also going to need to be aware that supplements, both pet and human, can contain contaminants. Contaminants are ingredients that are not on the label, but that can be included in the supplement just during manufacturing. So this is pretty common with supplement companies that don't do strict quality control, and so maybe the air or the lines that the product is created on is contaminated with a different ingredient. So the best example that I have for this is a chocolate bar that says caution may contain peanuts on the label. And that's because this chocolate bar is created in a factory that contains peanuts. So definitely be aware that supplements can have contaminants in them. And the best way to avoid contaminants, since you can't tell what's contaminating that supplement just by looking at the label, is making sure that you're buying from a company that does strict quality control and safety. Now, a calorie statement is something that's not usually found on pet supplements, but it should be there. So supplements are a part of the diet, just like the regular food and just like treats. So it's very important to take supplement calories into account when you're considering how much your pet is eating each day. Those extra calories from treats and supplements can all add up very quickly, especially if you're using multiple products. So check out how to calculate your pet's calorie needs for more information on how to do these calculations. Now, nutrient supplements are typically required when you're feeding a homemade diet. But homemade diets and their balancing supplements should only be used under the direct supervision of a board-certified veterinary nutritionist. And this is because nutrient imbalances can cause serious health consequences for your pet. And board-certified veterinary nutritionists are the only people that are qualified to formulate diets. So the nutritionist will design a diet for your specific pet and their specific needs, and they will give you a recipe, provide you with nutrient supplements, doses, and specific instructions for feeding. Now, it is very important to note that dietary supplements, especially the ones that are found over the counter, will not replace or compensate for an unbalanced diet. It is extremely unsafe to feed homemade without a board-certified veterinary nutritionist's guidance, like I mentioned previously, even if you are using dietary supplements. And to learn more about this topic, check out my video, Homemade Diets. Now, the last thing to consider if you are looking into buying supplements for your pet, after you go through all of the other things, is a cost-benefit analysis. So you're going to want to look at how much does the supplement cost and how much is it actually doing for your pet. So like I said, most supplements do not have that scientific evidence backing them up saying this product actually does produce the advertised effects, and they're not proven to work, most supplements. So that's one aspect of it. And then another is, if your pet is eating a commercially prepared, complete and balanced pet food that is labeled for their species and life stage, there's absolutely no need to add any dietary supplements to their diet. Unless their veterinarian is giving you specific recommendations and instructions and telling you that, maybe they are deficient in some nutrients, or maybe they have a disease process that might be helped by certain supplements. You're not going to need to supplement your pet's diet. So if your pet is healthy and they're eating a complete and balanced diet, there's no reason to buy supplements, and they are pretty much a waste of money in that case. Not all supplement companies, just like pet food companies, are created equally in terms of quality. So finding a manufacturer that is reliable, responsible, and based in science is going to require you to do your homework. Now, because regulation of pet supplements and human supplements is pretty poor, you're going to want to find a company that regulates itself well. So I'm going to suggest that you ask questions of that company that are similar to the questions that I laid out in How to Pick a Pet Food Part 1. For example, good supplement manufacturers are going to employ veterinarians and work with veterinarians outside the supplement industry. Some supplement manufacturers actually produce products that are veterinary specific, so they only distribute to veterinarians, so you can only get their products from your pet's usual veterinarian. Secondly, these good companies are going to uphold strict quality control. They're going to analyze their raw ingredients. They're going to have strict formulation and manufacturing practices, and then they're going to analyze their end products as well to make sure that they, A, are what they want, and B, that they don't contain anything extra or such as contaminants or toxins. These good companies are also going to perform and publish scientific research, namely safety studies. So is that supplement safe in the quantity that it's given to a specific species, dog or cat or horse? And is it effective? So does it produce that desired or advertised effect at a certain dose that it's given? And another thing that you're going to want to look for in a good supplement manufacturer is that NASC seal of quality. So that's going to tell you that a lot of these things that I've mentioned, these standards kind of that I've mentioned, have been met. And you can also check out the NASC's website for some more information on what they look at and what they regulate. Thank you so much for watching this Popular Topics video on supplements, Part 1. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. And leave any comments down below if you have any questions or suggestions for future videos. Also, check out the video's description below where I give you a bunch of resources on both pet and human supplements. Don't forget to visit feedingravendoodles.com where I have my entire collection of articles, videos, and resources all in one place for you. Next episode, we're going to be talking about Part 2 of supplements. So we're going to go into different types of supplements, so nutrient supplements, health supplements, behavioral supplements, and then a couple of other miscellaneous supplements as well. So it's going to be pretty extensive, but I'm super excited to do it. So keep on the lookout for that. Say bye, Raven.